Make a cameo.
All right.
You're good. Should be fine.
All right, cool.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
All right. Well, I will just start by talking to myself, I guess.
There we go. Alexis.
Hey, Alexis, the first person to join my first live stream. Welcome, Alexis.
It takes a minute for everything. There
Hey,
we go.
Lena. Glad you can make it. Wales, Gecko be reading. Oh, welcome, Gecko, if you're new.
Got some mods in the chat. What's up, Kay?
Kane, Haley. How's it going, everybody? What is everybody up to today? That's what I want to know. Is everyone having a great day? So this would just be, right? Okay. Hey, what's up, Effie? Sleep. Well, I think that's probably going to be a lot more entertaining than this live stream will be. Yeah, I think so. Thanks. All right. Well, great to see everybody in this chat. I just have to give a fair warning. I have not done a whole lot of preparation. I was a little bit short on time. So just whatever people want us to talk about, I'm totally open. People have questions. People want to talk about my princess movie reactions. Oh, that's great, Julia. That's so awesome. You got to see the friend in person. That's always exciting. Snow Tigress, I will definitely be praying for you. Good luck with the new semester. Yeah, I mean, I guess if anyone has any questions, want to ask me anything, feel free. This is just going to be kind of a casual stream. I'm just going to be hanging out a little bit. This is my day off of work, so I've got a little time. Probably just go for about an hour or so. Welcome, Marina from Orlando, Florida. Nice. Well, I hope everyone is hailing the God of Thunder, Tyler. That's Does everyone want to know the secrets to my hair? I'm sorry. Okay, I actually have an announcement towards the end of this stream, so that involves everything regarding my hair. So that will be coming, definitely. I actually have done Tangled, Julia. That was the first reaction, the first solo reaction that I did on the channel was Tangled. That is still up there as one of my top princess movies that I've seen. Really, really liked it. It was really funny. I have seen Memento, Alexis Marie. I have seen, I think, every Christopher Nolan movie. I'm a big fan of his. I mean, of course, Inception. We have that reaction on the channel. But speaking of Christopher Nolan, like that is something I'm really looking forward to because Nine-Tailed Brush has not seen Memento. He has not seen the Dark Knight trilogy. So I can't wait. We're probably going to wait till after the Marvel series to check those ones out. But those are some of my favorite movies, especially in the action genre. I think Christopher Nolan is just so talented. That's really going to be a lot of fun to watch those. Hey, welcome to everyone tuning in. Sorry, I'm very new to this, so I'm still trying to keep up with the chat. I'm going to do my best to answer everybody. Yeah, Tangled was awesome. Effie, I've seen, as far as Westworld, I've seen the first season, and I really loved it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Anthony Hopkins and Ed Harris, and they both killed it in that show. I heard a lot of bad things about the second season, so I just didn't. I don't know. For me, TV shows can be such an investment in time that I have to be a little bit more discerning in what I get started in because I just don't have the time. I wish I had that. I need a second life to just watch all the content that I want to watch and enjoy it, but I just don't have that amount of time. But the first season of Westworld was really, really good. Definitely recommend season 1. For me, it just ended at the end of the season, and it was really cool. What's my favorite princess movie so far? That's an excellent question. That's actually, I really wanted to talk about that after I finished all the princess films that I haven't seen, but I think as far as the ones that I've watched, I want to say Tangled. What I really liked about Tangled is it just had such a charm to it. You know, the whole Rapunzel was just so endearing and really likable, and I thought Flynn Rider was hilarious. Just a really entertaining movie. The music was really fun. That's a movie where you just watch and you're smiling the whole time. It's just really fun. If Aladdin counts as a princess movie, I'm not sure. If it does, though, that one was really good too. Another one that really surprised me was Princess and the Frog. That's one that was much better than I thought it was going to be. I really enjoyed that. To me, Princess and the Frog excelled in just being different than other, Disney princess films that I've seen. I feel like whoever was behind that film really just had an idea to do something different. And it was really cool. Like, I like when a filmmaker or a writer mixes things up and doesn't just do the same thing that we've seen a lot of times before. And it was just, it had a special place in my heart because I actually went to New Orleans about 8 months ago with James and my older brother, John. And that was a great trip. So seeing that setting in the movie was just really awesome. All right, let me scroll through here, see what's going on. The oldest movie that I've seen, Casablanca. Season 2 is complicated of Westworld, but it has some highlights. All right. Well, that might be worth checking out sometime. Hey, what's up, Gail? Good to see you. Glad to see you can make it in the chat. Sleeping Beauty, I have seen a long time ago. Maleficent, I saw the first one, but I didn't see the second one. Okay, so that's what I was kind of thinking. I didn't think that Aladdin is an official princess movie. I was thinking it's a Disney classic, but does it count in the ranking of princess films? Probably not. It has Jasmine, who is an official princess, right? Yes, Effie, I loved Mother Gothel. Mother Gothel from Tangled, the mom from Tangled. For those of you who don't know, I didn't know her name when I first watched the movie. But Mother Gothel was hilarious. She just kept cracking me up. And I do like how she was evil, kind of insidiously evil. She reminded me of just a twisted parent manipulating a kid. And that was really, really cool to see. I'm doing well. Welcome to everyone who's just joining. Hope everyone's doing great. Just hanging out this live stream. I feel like it's going to be a little rusty my first time, just getting used to this whole format. So please bear with me. Oh, Hatsy Patsy, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. You're the first, Hatsy Patsy, you're the first one giving me a super chat in my whole live stream career. Thank you so much. Hey, Nick, loving the reactions. You might want to adjust your mic. It's giving some static noise. Oh, well, thank you for letting me know. Hold on a little bit. Let me try to turn it down. Is that sounding any better with the mic? Or are we still getting static? If anyone wants to let me know how the audio, James just kind of set me up real quick, but a little bit better. I don't think it's helping that I'm moving forward and back. It's probably messing with the sound quality for everyone. Still getting static. Okay. Can everyone hear me clearly, or I'm getting some static on them. Yeah. Give me just Everyone, please bear with me. Just working on the static and the connection with the mic here. I have seen Coraline. Coraline is an excellent movie. I don't think James or Ninetailed Brush have seen Coraline, and I haven't seen it myself in a really, really long time. It was very different, but it was a lot of fun. It's a bit static, but sounds relaxing. I've been growing out my hair for, I want to say, about 4 years. It's funny, I actually had really short hair for almost my whole life. I had my hair completely like a buzz cut as a kid growing up, and then throughout high school. And then after high school, I had just a really short haircut. All the haircuts that I had were really short. I had like a marine style haircut for a long time. And then a couple years ago, I don't even know what first gave me the idea just to let my hair grow out. But I had never had long hair my whole life. I thought, hey, I'm not working, some office job where that's not going to be allowed. So I just said, let me just give it a shot, see what I think about it, let my hair grow out. And it grew out about, this is probably close to the longest my hair has ever been. But it took, I'm trying to remember, like when I first grew it out, how long it was before it looked decent. I would say maybe 4 or 5 months. I mean, my hair grows pretty fast, but I do remember for a couple months, like right when it was getting long and it was really shaggy, it looked really, really bad. So those were, people made fun of me for a few months, I remember at work. It was a good exercise in humility. Oh, good. Are people hearing me better? Hopefully the static is a little bit better. Yeah, I think a lot of people would be very upset with me now if I cut my long hair. It's stuck. It's part of the channel. I have no more freedom with my my style choices. It's a little bit better. Okay. I apologize for the. This is kind of something that was thrown together last minute, and like I said, I was short on time, so sorry about the technical difficulties, and this stream is probably going to be a little bit all over the place. So I appreciate your guys' patience. Thank you. You're hearing me fine? Someone just joined. What job do I do? Well, I am a manager and a social media director for a small business close to me. It's a French kind of bakery, pastry, cafe place, just a little privately owned family business. And when I first applied to work there, I spoke with the owner. She's the one who trained me. It's such a small little shop. Actually, when I started working there about 6 months ago, I was the only person in the whole place for front of the house. Everyone else who had worked before me had actually left or been fired. So I trained with the owner, and we talked a lot for the first couple weeks. She's really cool. We got along. And I told her, I said, let me make a few commercials for you. I said, I'm interested in filmmaking. I have some experience with, cameras, stuff like that. And so I made a couple commercials. I worked with a few friends of mine. James helped me. He was involved. And I showed her those commercials. And then after that, she kind of offered me some media work. So now what I do is I work in the cafe as the manager, and then she pays me to do some media work as well on the side. So it definitely keeps me busy, but I really like building that skill of just coming up with an idea for a commercial and doing a little shoot and editing things. That's kind of fun. All right. Time ago. I haven't seen Who's Coming to Dinner, although I recognize the name Sydney Poitier. I believe he's a famous actor. Inside Out. I have seen Inside Out. That's a really cool animated movie. Very touching. Really good story. Haven't seen it in a long time. I only saw it once back when it came out, but I remember being really impressed with it. I remember it getting me emotional by the end of the movie, which is always fun. All right, Snow Tigress. Do you have any advice for people with no experience starting out and looking for their first job? Let's see. I mean, I think when you're looking for your first job, you just want to go for it. Like, the first job I ever had was just working at a frozen yogurt shop, and, you know, no experience, just went in. I saw a sign that they were hiring, asked someone about it. They let me interview with the owner. I had to wait. It was really busy, so I had to wait to talk to him for like a half an hour. And then he forgot that I was waiting for him. So I ended up staying there a really long time. So I think he felt bad. But then he kind of gave me a little interview right there on the spot. And then I came in for training and started. But I really think just maybe more big picture, like if you're thinking of starting out, I would just recommend to really clarify what you want. Do you want to start a job that's going to set you on your career path? Do you want a job that just pays the bills? Do you want a part-time job? Kind of think clearly what you want, and then that'll help you like figure out the steps to complete your goal, because it's going to be very different. If you want to start your own business, you're going to take very different steps than if you just want a job to make a little extra money on the side, or just a job to get a little experience so you can get a better job. So I would just say really think about what you want first when you're starting out, and then once you know exactly what you want, then you can kind of find the right path to reach your goal. Oh my goodness. I am sorry, guys. This is just nonstop technical issues here today. Can everyone hear me now? Are we hearing me? Nick looks like he could be anywhere from 20 to 28 years old, and it's really messing with me. It's making me doubt my age guessing skills. Okay, that's so funny. All right, let's see. Can anyone guess my age? The first person who guesses it. Oh, wow, someone already guessed it. Haley, you got it right. I am 25. I think he's 25 because the brothers are 6 years apart. How, Haley, you must be a super fan. When did it ever get mentioned that we were 6 years apart? I'm really impressed. Effie, that was close. 26. A lot of people are guessing 26. Okay, thank you, Amanda, for letting me know you can hear me now. Hopefully this stream is a little bit of a disaster. Can we all acknowledge that this stream is a little bit of a disaster? I'm okay with saying it. It's okay. It's a good learning experience. Maybe we can all grow from this. In the second stream, we'll have 3 people showing up after the disappointing first episode. $32. Well, I guess we have guesses go. We have 20 to 32. That's the age range of guessing that we have right now for my age. 69. Well, there you go, Vex. Way to class up the chat. Chaos makes for better entertainment. That I appreciate that supportive comment. Thank you so much. Oh, Effie, you didn't like my It reaction? For those of you who don't know, anyone who maybe isn't on Patreon doesn't have the early access. I'm taking a break from my Disney films, from the animation films actually, and I watched It, and I'm going to be watching It Chapter 2 this week, filming that. But I really like horror movies. It's not my favorite genre, but there are a lot of horror movies I haven't seen, so I'm kind of excited to watch more of those. It was pretty good. It didn't really scare me at all. I thought the story was interesting. I'm probably going to be reading the book, and that's actually something I'm more excited about, I think, than watching the second movie. But I don't know. We'll see. It's sometimes fun just for me to mix it up, so I'm not watching the same type of genre all the time, you know, just, and also gives a little variety to the people who are subscribed. But I understand if it's not your thing. I don't move like I have the back problems of a 32-year-old. Lay, that's hilarious. If I have back problems when I'm 32, that's going to be so depressing. What's it going to be like when I'm 42? Oh, this is just, I've got nothing to look forward to. Lena, how do I keep my creativity fresh? Let's see. As far as creativity, I think I'm kind of fortunate. That's something that's come naturally to me. I have too many ideas to keep up with. I'll have ideas coming in my head all the time. Ideas, especially ideas for writing and creating. That's what I love to do more than anything. Like if I could do anything on this channel or in any type of form, it would be to write and direct films. That's really what I love. Nothing is more challenging and more exciting for me. And it's so creatively satisfying as well, because it's so difficult. Like when I'm staring at a blank page and I have an idea in my head, to take it from the idea stage to making it something real is, at least for me, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hours of staring at the screen, feeling like there's no hope for me to ever make this real. But then you just stick with it and you just keep putting in the time. I'd actually say like that's the biggest key for me for creativity. I feel like there's lots of people that I've met who are creative naturally and have good ideas. What's a lot harder to find is someone who's willing to put in the work. And I think every single big project that I've worked on, there's been a stage where I have been hopeless and multiple stages where I just want to give up completely. And I've lost all my love and passion for it. So what's cool is when you do that enough times, you kind of recognize that pattern. So now if I'm working on a project, like let's say I'm writing a script, we actually have a few things that we're working on behind the scenes, some really cool stuff. But let's say I'm working on a script and, you know, I know that at some point during the writing process, I'm going to hate the whole project and just want to leave it be. So because I know that, it kind of gives you hope knowing that there's going to be something on the other end. So I don't know. I hope that answered your question, Lena. I'm sorry. I'm going to scroll through the chat and try to catch up. Well, I'm glad that was watching the horror reactions was fun, Effie. Yeah, I do remember there's one really good jump scare in It where I really jumped back and it really surprised me. Have I thought of doing reactions to Kung Fu Panda and or Train Your Dragon? Yes, I've seen the first Kung Fu Panda, but I haven't seen any of the sequels. Really want to watch those. I've heard they're good, and I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon. So that is definitely a series I'm going to be doing on the channel. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the switch up, V. I'm glad you liked the horror reactions. I haven't seen or read Green Mile, but we will be doing it on the channel. The Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6 was a big surprise for me. That's one of my top animations that I've seen. And people in the comments told me about the series. So if I have it's really just a matter of time. If I have time, I will check it out. I've seen a few of the Paranormal Activities. James is not 31. All right, Alex. So that's a really good question. So Alex is asking, what's the verdict for the fitness and mental health stuff that was pulled on Patreon? So that's actually one of the surprise announcement that's going to be on this live stream. So I might as well just tell you guys now. But I actually am going to be starting in September, I'm going to be starting a 30-day mental health and physical fitness challenge. And if there's actually a link in the description right now to this live chat that will link you to the fan page where you can I haven't put up, let me see how I explain this. It's going to be a 30-day challenge. There's a video in the link that'll kind of explain a lot better than I'm saying it right now, what it's going to be. And basically the idea is, those are just two things I'm really passionate about. And they're not things that I'm always on top of. You know, I always feel like there's a lot of room for improvement, you know, just having the good habit of exercising a lot and staying healthy, eating well. And then just, I think there's some things you can do for mental health that are really important. And these are things that I just want for my life. So I had an idea. I talked with James. We kind of thought a few things over. And I thought, look, this is something I'm really passionate about. We've got such an awesome community here. Maybe we can share it. So I'm going to set up like an official page where people can kind of join me. The people on this stream are the first people who have access. So if you want to sign up, you will get your spot. There's just going to be 100 people for the challenge because I really want it to be interactive where we can all kind of talk together and hang out and kind of do this, you know, journey of self-improvement all together. But I don't know what if people want to join, they can join. If they don't, that's cool too. It's really something I want to do for myself. And then I just thought if there's people who want to share in that, they can share in that too. But that's there's a link right now in the description. This is the first place where it's being made public. There's going to be a YouTube video probably next week going up on the channel, and as well as Patreon where people can sign up if they want to. But that'll just be the video that I have on the link right now is pretty ridiculous. I hope people find it funny. It's kind of just the announcement video. And James and I filmed that together. We had a lot of fun making it. So if you want to check that out, you can kind of get a clearer idea of what that challenge is going to be. Well, if you click the link, as far as shirtless pictures, if you click the link in the description, there is a shirtless picture in the thumbnail of the video. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to explain the whole video. Anyone who wants to check that out can feel free to. I don't know. The video is pretty ridiculous. If anyone wants to see it, you can go ahead and look at it. Wow, everyone is laughing in the chat. That's great. Kane, thank you so much for sharing the link in the chat. I just want to give a shout out to Kane. Like I see you on the live streams with James and Nine-Tailed Brush all the time. You help out so much, so thank you. That's really, really awesome of you. Oh my gosh. I mean, you guys can roast me in this live stream. Feel free to. I will deserve all of it. Trust me. Okay. Yes, it. I'm sorry. Just reading the. This is very funny. I mean, it's kind of like an OnlyFans, but it's not really an OnlyFans. I mean, it's really just an experiment. It's really just, I had this idea to really improve my life in a way that I think is meaningful, which, you know, just something I feel like I try to exercise frequently. I try to eat healthy. I try to pay attention to my mental health, but I feel like I slip up a lot of times. You know, I'm busy working. I got other things going on in my life. It's hard to stay really consistent. So I just decided, like, you know, I was going to start really pushing myself in that aspect. And then I just had the idea to share it. So that's the initial thing. And then I was just thinking, look, if there's any, you know, super fans who really want to kind of come and join me in the journey, they can do that too. So that's really what this challenge is. We'll see what happens. People can sign up now if they want to reserve their spot. All the videos and content that I'm going to be putting up there will be going up a little bit later. So I'm still editing some of the meditation videos that I have. I'm going to be filming 2 videos about my hair secrets, which will also be available there. So if anyone wants to sign up and see all the secrets to my hair, they can see that there. Ashley, well, Ashley, thank you for working at a hospital. That's that's a really important job in a time like this in the whole world, that you must be staying really busy. There's a lot of good healthcare workers helping us out. Yeah, Effie, I mean, I hope you can relate to the mental health. That's just something like when I really start paying attention to something like my physical health, my mental health, I notice a immediate improvement in my quality of life, in the quality of my relationships with other people, in my productivity. Just every aspect of my life gets really improved when I stay on top of things like my mental and physical health. So, and it's something I really believe in. Like a lot of my role models, people I've learned from, or books that I've read, really emphasize those things, and I find it to be very, very true in life. So, I just want to start working on that harder, and not not make excuses for forgetting to put in the time and work for that. I'm an innocent 32. That's funny. I had you at Hair Secrets. I had an idea that that a lot. I mean, I think the most common compliment and comment I've gotten by far, both on this YouTube platform and in real life, is about my hair. So I thought, look, just by popular demand, I have to include some content about my hair. Hopefully, that's fun. It's not. I'll just give a disclaimer right now. I don't do anything complicated with my hair. So if anyone is expecting this crazy formula or something drastic, that's not the case. It's pretty simple, just to let everyone know. Yeah, Effie, I 100% agree. There's the what's that famous expression? A sound mind and a sound body. I really think there's a lot of truth in that. Yeah, Katerina, I agree with you. I think that I myself, I've actually never gone to therapy, but that would probably be something that would help my life. And I think there should be absolutely like no, uh, you know, someone who goes to therapy is making an active effort to improve their life. I feel like it should be like going to the gym. Like if anyone feels ashamed, like that's such a strange thing. Like someone is making a real effort to take care of their mental health. That's awesome. That's very commendable. I've had my hair braided once, and I actually have there's a video. I worked at my job that I had before this. I had a friend who braided my hair, and she's the only one that's the only time I've ever had my hair in braids. And it was pretty ridiculous. I just had it for like one night. I don't think I have any pictures of that though, but I do have a video. This same friend, she did this. We had a crazy hair day at work, and she did a crazy hairstyle that was just so ridiculous. And it was really, it was actually the job I had before this. I worked at an assisted living facility. I was a med tech. And so it was crazy hair day at work. I had this crazy hairstyle. I have a video of it that I might put up on this fan page if someone wants to see, but it was very embarrassing. Let's just put it that way. And then there were all these nurses that came to visit because they had to come like check out some of the residents. So these nurses who don't know me or any of the employees, or that it's crazy hair day, came in, and I was the med tech on duty. So I'm talking to all these nurses. They're helping, they're visiting and checking in on some of the residents, and they just see me with this crazy hairstyle, and we're talking, about they're getting the files about the information with the residents. And I can just see on their faces, like them look at me with this crazy hairstyle, but they don't say anything. Like it was just really awkward. Like they just saw me with it. They didn't acknowledge it. I didn't explain it to them what was going on, but it was very embarrassing, but a good memory. Therapy is not accessible to everyone, and in some countries you have to pay a good deal of money. I really agree with that. That's a really good point, May. You know, I think that therapy is something that anyone who wants to do should have access to in a very easy way. And that would be great. Like, imagine if all throughout the world, anyone who wanted to, go to therapy had access to it for a very reasonable price. That would be huge. I think that is a big challenge in why people don't go, beyond just the aspect that there's still some outdated notion of being, embarrassed or, shameful about therapy. It's such an odd thing. Sorry if I'm missing some of these questions in the chat. I'm trying my best to read them and keep up. I have not seen Naruto, but we probably will be reacting to that in the future. My favorite Pixar movie, I'm really bad at distinguishing between Pixar and Disney. I get those mixed up all the time. Is Inside Out a Pixar movie? Toy Story is Pixar, right? Toy Story is really, really good. We are going to make a Discord server eventually. It's just a matter of not having time. Abigail, who are my role models and will I grow out a beard? I don't think my facial hair is not that thick, so I don't think I'm going to grow it out longer. I don't think it looks good. I've had it a little bit longer than it is now. I just don't think it's a very good look. So probably not for the beard. As far as my role models, I mean, my mom is a huge role model for me. She, I don't know, she sacrificed so much in her life to help us and to just, she was just an incredible mom. She had a really high paying job that she quit to stay home and raise us, full time, which is not an easy thing to do. That's a lot to give up. Like, imagine you work your whole life, you put yourself through college, you're a self-made woman, and then you give up everything just to stay home and raise a family. That's an incredible sacrifice. So, and then she's just an awesome mom. So my mom is definitely a role model. When I think of kind of the definition of sacrifice and hardworking, those are two qualities that I really admire. And my mom is definitely someone up there. Artistically, some of my favorite directors, I mean, they're kind of the classics: Christopher Nolan, Quentin Tarantino. Those are two that I just really love. I think they both have such a distinct style in their movies. Like, when I watch one of their movies, it's really like living through an experience. And I love that. I love, sitting down in a movie theater or sitting down, in front of my, computer screen and just being riveted from beginning to end. And even if it's not my favorite film, I really like when you can feel the personality of the directors and their passion for the story. I think that just makes a really high quality entertainment. So those are just some off the top of my head, like filmmakers that I admire who are really cool. Let's see. All right. Well, does anyone have any questions about the 30-day challenge, about the mental health? Does anyone have any mental or, physical health topics they want to discuss for a little bit before we wrap up this stream? Anything in particular? We can kind of just hang out. People can share their thoughts. I think that's one of the things that I'm really always impressed with the community that we have on YouTube is I've seen, some other YouTube communities, and our community seems very thoughtful and compassionate. I don't know. It's sometimes the internet can be such a negative and toxic space that it's so refreshing. It almost seems out of place reading through the comments in our comment section because people seem so supportive of one another and so welcoming to people. And there's so many people, like, I love when I see people who have just such a passion for the film or the story that they're watching and have a lot of thoughts to share. I love that because that's the way that I feel. And it's just cool, like seeing other people have the same passions that you have and having a lot of thoughts about it. It's really interesting to see in a community. What was my first anime? Autumn Moon. The first anime that I ever watched was Attack on Titan. So James was watching Attack on Titan. He was new to anime as well. This was maybe, I want to say about 6 months ago. And he told me I should check it out. I started watching it just at the end of the night when I was relaxing before falling asleep. And it was okay. But then there's a certain episode, I think it's episode 5. And anyone who's seen the show probably knows the exact moment that I'm talking about. But something crazy happens. And ever since that moment in the show, I was completely hooked. I binged the whole series so fast. And then I got to watch the 4th season as it came out. And it's still up there as one of my favorite shows ever. I mean, I could talk. I bug people to death just talking about Attack on Titan because I love it so much. But what I love about it is, the world in the series is so cool. And then the characters and the story are just so incredibly compelling. Like, it's just one of those things where I could just watch episode after episode. And there's so many great good characters. There's so many great villains. There's so many moments that took me by surprise and shocked me. And what was really refreshing for me, like, I've seen a lot of movies and TV most of my life, but something about anime, it reminded me of the early seasons of Game of Thrones in the sense that I really couldn't predict what was going to happen. And, a lot of shows and movies you can predict, like, oh, the main character's not going to die, or they're not going to go this dark, or they're not going to take things in this direction, or there were just decisions in the story that kept me kept me guessing the whole time. And it would take risks in the writing that were really impressive to me. I'm so excited for the final season to come out. I really hope it's good. And I really don't know what's going to happen. So anyone who's seen Attack on Titan and is a fan, you understand why it's so awesome. And then the second animation that I saw was Demon Slayer. James also reacted to that. And so I watched the entire first season in a day. That was a long day. And there's actually a video of my reaction on this channel of me watching all of Demon Slayer. And then we saw the movie. And so that show was really cool. And now James and I are watching Death Note. And I'm really loving Death Note. So these are the only animes that I've ever seen. But I really want to see more because it's a nice change from other movies and other TV shows. Hatsy Patsy, thank you. That is so generous of you. Nick, could you tell us something about how you unwind, any sports hobbies or things you want to get into? Okay. Let's see. I mean, things that I really like is just, as far as unwinding, like when I get home from a long day at work and I'm really tired, I usually eat, and that's a nice kind of my break is to have dinner and just spend a little time where I'm not working. But I'm a bit of a workaholic sometimes, so that can be a problem, just relaxing. Things that I really love reading, but I'm in a bad rut of not making time to read. So, but that is definitely something I enjoy. Whenever I'm reading on a consistent basis, I feel much better, and it's just a good way to fuel your creativity and relax at the same time. I really enjoy reading. I like watching movies and TV, of course. That's something I do to unwind and relax. Now that I watch more films on the channel to make content, sometimes I'm a little bit sick of just staring at a screen. So sometimes I don't want to watch anything. I just want to, do anything but stare at the screen. And then, but a big thing I really love doing is just exercising. I feel like everything in my life just gets so much better when I go for a run, or I lift weights, or I do anything just where I'm being active. I go for a hike. Hiking is so awesome. I mean, we live in the LA area, so we're close to the mountains, and going up to the mountains and like going on a hike on a day off or early in the morning, that's great. That's something I really love to do. If I could have a superpower, what would it be and why? I always love questions like this. These are fun questions. Let me think for a second. What would I do with my superpower? I don't think I would want to read minds, because the appeal for that kind of superpower seems immediate. You get to read people's thoughts. You really see what they're thinking for real, or just it would be such a powerful thing to have. But I don't know if I want that. I feel like that could end up being something that makes you very unhappy. I think maybe the ability to either freeze time or go backwards in time would be really cool. I think, time is such a precious gift in life. It's more, so precious, like that once it's over, it's gone. And what's the famous line? I know they use it in Endgame, but I think it's actually an expression, like all the money in the world can't buy a second of time. I think, that's really something you can think about, that it's just so valuable. And plus, I feel like everyone makes mistakes in life. We do stupid things. You say something embarrassing. I don't know. You show up to a live stream unprepared. Who knows what you might do? But then if you do something ridiculous like that, then you can kind of pause in time and go backwards and correct things. So yeah, if I had that superpower, I'd be pausing right now, going back, and come up with some plan for the stream here. Okay. If I could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be? Vietnam. Teleportation. Teleportation would be an awesome superpower too, right? I mean, just the money you would save from not, buying airline tickets alone. Man, you could go on so many vacations. That actually might be even better than freezing time. Snow tigress. You would love to talk and interact with animals. That could be a lot of fun. You know what's crazy though? What if you had a pet cat and you were able to talk to your cat and you realized your cat hated you and was just manipulating you the whole time to get free food and lodging? That's my suspicion. I think that cats are actually more evolved than humans, and they have figured out a way to manipulate us to take care of them and feel like we're superior. But really, cats are smarter than us. And if you were able to talk to your cat, it would break the whole illusion. You would realize that we are actually slaves to them, like they're our owners. What is James's cousin's name? Well, James and I are brothers, so Nine-Tailed Brush is actually my cousin too. He's mentioned his name several times in the videos, but I think he's more comfortable using that name, so I'm not going to say it right here. Oh yeah, the ability to heal people would be really good too, Effie. But would healing include the ability to stop people from dying? Because then that would bring in a whole interesting question. Like, if people didn't die of old age, what would happen? What would happen with the population on Earth? What would happen if everyone's being immortal? That sounds like a good premise for a movie. Any powers with time manipulation cause all sorts of butterfly effects. That's a good point. That's a good point. This is another reason why maybe the going backwards in time is no good. Maybe it would create all this chaos in the space-time continuum, and I'd be creating these alternate realities, messing everything up just because I want to fix my mistakes. How did we first get into the YouTube reaction scene? I think I'm trying to remember what the first video on the channel is as far as a reaction video, but we've been on YouTube creating content for several years. And then I think Nine-Tailed Brush did some reaction videos on a different channel. I think anime reactions, and had a little bit of an audience. And Nine-Tailed Brush has seen hardly any movies. Like all the famous, anyone who's followed the channel, he doesn't watch a lot of movies. So we just thought it would be a fun idea. James thought it would be fun to kind of watch some movies with him, put up some reactions and see what people thought. And then a lot of people really enjoyed them. So the rest is kind of history. It was really just, we've tried so many different things on YouTube to kind of engage with an audience, and the reaction videos just were popular. People liked them. They were a fun thing for us all to do, hang out with people and get to experience a movie together. So that's where it all started. That's how we're here today. My favorite color is probably light blue, like maybe like a baby blue color. That's really cool. Sarah, your cat hates you. That's okay. Sarah, I like you. Your cat, cats, I don't know what it is. We had pet cats when I was growing up, but they have such a unique personality sometimes. I think a lot of cats are prima donnas. That's just my I might be a little biased. I don't mean any offense to cat lovers out there, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm really just convinced that cats are more evolved than humans. They know what they're doing. Oh, Effie, you started watching Better Call Saul? Okay. For those of you who don't know, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are my two favorite shows of all time, easily. I cannot wait to watch the last season of Better Call Saul. Those are two shows that, not even for the channel, I just want to sit down with Nine-Tailed Brush and watch. James and I have both seen those shows. We love them. But Nine-Tailed Brush doesn't know anything about Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. I'm so glad you started watching it, Effie. I hope you like it. I hope I didn't overhype it. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's a really good show. Just, to me, it's top tier television as far as writing and directing and characters. So good. Hey, Ashley, that's cool. We got the same color. Yeah, Claudia, it is. So I can't say how cool it is to be. I'm actually close with both my brothers. My older brother isn't on the channel, but I'm really close with both of them. But just the fact that we're all so close and we, okay. Did the stream disappear for a second? Can everyone still see me? But no, that's one of the things I'm just so grateful in life, is having family that's really close. I mean, is anything more important or more incredible? Not really. That's true. I mean, I don't understand cats too much. I mean, I like cats. I just, I don't know. What's my go-to song or band or genre when I'm driving in the car for an hour? That's a good question. I don't feel like I have one set genre or band. It's such a frustrating non-answer for me to say, but I'm not really attached to any genre. It's just, if I hear a song that I like, I can just tell right away that I like it. And it can be anything. It can be a pop song, rap song, country song, rock. If I had to say, probably my preference is slightly towards maybe some old school classic rock and roll, but it really is just, there's something about a particular song. I just hear it and something about it just grabs my attention, or the sound of it is unique, and it's kind of a love at first sight thing, or I guess first sound, love at first sound. Yeah, the writing for Better Call Saul is so good. I have seen Fleabag. That show is really funny, really well written. What's her name? Phoebe Waller-Bridge, I believe, the creator of the show. Talk about incredibly talented. If I had a choice to master any skill or be the best at anything, what would I be and why? I would be a great writer director. That would easily be the skill that I want to master the most. And the reason for it is just that's what I love doing. It's just so much fun, coming up, like starting at nothing, where you just have an idea and you got a blank page and you have a concept, and then you start creating it from nothing. And then the whole process, like every step of the way, from first kind of discovering who the characters are, really fleshing out the story and realizing, where things are going to go, typing up a screenplay, going through draft after draft, and then, casting actors, working, collaborating with really talented people, scheduling shoot days, just the whole process of from, zero to a finished film or a finished video is so creatively challenging. And it's such engaging work. And I love that about it. Like, you have to be thinking and working so hard in so many different ways. And then when you're done, if you pull it off, it's incredibly satisfying. So that would be the skill that I would love to master the most. I would love to, have a really strong understanding of just good story, good prose, and, put it all together into an actual completed film. Okay, good. Everyone can still see me. If there is going to be a movie starring me, which of these two movie studios would you want to make it? Warner Brothers or Disney? I'd say Warner Brothers. I feel like some of the more recent Disney things, I get the sense that the movies just feel a little bit more corporate. And that might not be true. Maybe Warner Brothers is the exact same way, but that's just my immediate instinct. John Krasinski and Kevin Costner are great director actors. That's so true. I mean, John Krasinski, what he did with A Quiet Place was, I think, more impressive. That, to me, that's his best work. I mean, he's great in The Office. He's great in other things, but A Quiet Place, I haven't seen the second one, but the first one, I think that's his best acting performance. And the fact that he directed and I think he co-wrote that film, so impressive. Kevin Costner, I know he directed Dances with Wolves, right? I haven't seen that movie, but I think it won the Oscar. Yeah, Effie, that's always the challenge, is putting, to me, the hardest part creatively is, I think ideas are so easy to come by. You can have a million good ideas. The difficult thing is executing your idea and making it happen. That takes so much work and it's so hard to do well. Katarina, if that happens one day, if there's actually a real film in the theaters that I've directed or James and I have directed together, that is literally my dream come true. That would be incredible. I would love for that to happen. We have a project, actually, that I probably shouldn't be revealing too much about, but there's something that James, myself, and Nine-Tailed Brush have all been working on for kind of off and on for, I would say, maybe a year or so. But it's a project that I'm really, really excited about. And we've made some big progress with this. Like, the script for this project is done. We found some actors for it. I won't reveal too much, but there is something that we're working on currently that if it gets made officially one day, I will be so excited about. Best Spider-Man: Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, or Andrew Garfield. It's got to be Tobey Maguire. I mean, does anyone beat his dancing in Spider-Man 3? That is the definitive Spider-Man. Come on. Yeah, Gail, I'm excited to see A Quiet Place Part 2. If you liked, I'm glad if you liked the second one, it looked really good. The trailers looked excellent. Just haven't gotten around to watching it. Oh, come on, Effie, you just got to start slow. You'll get into the writing. Oh, Julia, thank you so much for the super chat. Julia Baby Jen. I'm guessing your name is just Jenny. I loved your reaction to Prince of Egypt, and it's one of my favorite movies. Do you consider yourself a religious person, or are you more spiritual? Prince of Egypt was such an amazing, amazing movie. I think Prince of Egypt is my favorite animation that I've seen. It might be my favorite animation of all time. That movie really blew me away, and it was so good. It's the only movie that right after I watched of all the animated movies, I started listening to the soundtrack, and it was easily inspirational. As far as religious, that's something, to be honest with you, a little personal. I don't want to get into like too much detail. But I would say like I'm spiritual, and I grew up very, very religious. So I am very familiar with like the story of the 10 Commandments, for example. Very, very familiar with that from Prince of Egypt. But thank you so much for the super chat, Jenny. That's very generous of you. A Kroll Brothers production. I mean, yeah. It's Hatsy Patsy. That's exactly, if there's a film that comes out one day and the end credits go and it says directed by the Kroll Brothers, I think that'll probably bring a tear to my eye. I will. That'll really be a special moment if that happens one day. Just that's something I'm so lucky with. Like my brother and I have worked on projects together, and we're very like-minded in a lot of our creative tastes, so that really helps as far as working together. And we also kind of play to each other's strengths and weaknesses. Like we're a good balance. Like if I'm working on something, I'll show it to him. If he's working on something, he'll show it to me. So it's really very, very helpful in making something good. But if there is a film one day that is directed by the Kroll Brothers, that will really be incredible. I have seen the Disney movie Dinosaur. I agree. That's actually, you know, what's funny? The movie Dinosaur is the first movie I ever saw in theaters. My mom took me. I loved dinosaurs as a kid. I had all these dinosaur toys and models, and I used to set them up in these kind of elaborate scenarios where they were all fighting each other. And then I'd bring my parents in to look at it. It was usually very violent. I'd have the, T-Rex eating somebody and things like that. But I loved dinosaurs as a kid. And so I was super excited. I remember when the movie Dinosaur came out, and my mom took me to the movies. And I remember after the movie was done, she let me go down and reach up and kind of touch the movie screen, which I thought was awesome. But yeah, Dinosaur is a good movie. My favorite X-Man. Is Deadpool part of the X-Men? Because if he is, it's definitely Deadpool. If not, probably Wolverine. I have seen Game of Thrones. I liked the show until the end. I mean, meaning I hated the end of the show, but I liked the beginning of it. Ashley, wow. Thank you so much for the super chat, Ashley. That's so kind of you. If you have seen Teen Titans anime, would you all recommend watching the DC series Titans live action? I have not seen Teen Titans anime. I don't even know exactly what that is, actually. And there's a live action version of it too? I feel like I'm misunderstanding your question, Ashley. I haven't seen Teen Titans, the anime, or the live action series. And like I said, I don't know exactly what either of those are, to be honest with you. But look, if we put up a poll on Patreon and people really want to see it, I'm totally open to reacting to it. Would I consider reacting to rom-coms like When Harry Met Sally or Ghosts? Definitely. Definitely. We are going to be doing rom-coms in the future. That'll probably be something when we do a lot of the famous musicals that'll kind of fill in that spot. So I think we're going to kind of wait till after we do a lot of musicals, and then we'll probably do rom-coms. And I actually am really excited about that because rom-coms is a genre that I haven't seen a lot of films in. Like, I haven't seen When Harry Met Sally. I have seen Ghost, but I'm looking forward to that. I watched Rango a long, long time ago when I was really young. I don't remember it too much, to be honest with you. Name an actor that I think deserves more leading roles. Jake Gyllenhaal. He's an awesome actor. I don't know who Brandon Sanderson is. Jacob. I'm not familiar with that author. Old school or new Jurassic Park movies? Definitely old school. Rent? I believe so. James is kind of the one who decides officially like what movies we react to. He's the one who works full time. I still have my job. Ninetail Brush still works. So I'm sure Rent will be up there. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's pretty popular. Is The Proposal the king of all rom-coms, Alex? I've had multiple people tell me I have to see The Proposal. That's with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock, right? I do want to see that movie. I've also heard, I just had a friend of mine tell me About Time is a really good rom-com. And I started watching that just a little bit, and I really liked it. I love Rachel McAdams, and it was really funny. So we'll probably watch. I really want to watch that on the channel too. I have seen Nightcrawler, Alex. That's an incredible movie. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal is just such a good actor. I have not seen Last Kingdom. I'm not even familiar with what that is, honestly. Lay, thank you so much for the super chat, Lay. My parrot keeps saying hello at you through the computer. Can you say hi, Elvis, back and make his day? That is so hilarious. Of course I can, Lay. Elvis, hi. How are you, Elvis? I'm glad you could tune in for the live stream with Thor. I'm sure you are my biggest fan, Elvis. So thank you. Foodie Surfer, 1981. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thor, saw your reaction to It just now. As a quick question, what's your favorite horror movie? Love from the UK. Foodie Surfer, thank you so much. That's I always love hearing about fans from another country. I would love to visit the UK someday. My favorite horror movie. I'm a big fan of Hereditary. That I saw that movie before James and Ninetailed Brush just on my own. Love that movie. It's so disturbing and visceral. And to me, that really captures the definition of true horror. Like that, and the acting in that movie is just incredible. I really like The Babadook. That movie freaked me out. I saw that movie by myself. That scared me. That kept me awake at night. That was a really scary one. There's a foreign film. I think it's called Mama. It's a movie about these two little boys, and their mother gets this surgery done on her face, plastic surgery, and so it's all wrapped up in bandages. I don't want to say too much about the film, but I watched that movie. That was really, really good. Those are some of my favorite horrors right there. Ashley, okay. You can watch the Teen Titans, the anime, to get to know Teen Titans better. They just made it into a live action series. It's a group of 5 people with different powers. Robin is the reason how it started. Okay. Is that, Ashley, is that the show that Brendan Fraser is in? Because if it is, I think I have seen the trailer for that. It's like a DC spin-off show. Hey, Paint by Joe, welcome. Glad you could make it to the stream. Yeah, I mean, Prince of Egypt, the voice actors were just so good. Hatsy Patsy. I've actually already seen Jerry Maguire. I really like that movie. That's a movie that Nine-Tailed Brush has to see. That movie and A Few Good Men. Talk about incredible Tom Cruise movies. Oh, Paint by Joe, thank you so much for the super chat. You're such a big supporter of ours. Thank you. That's so generous of you. You're awesome. I'm glad you could make it for the stream. It's been a little bit of a disaster, just to let you know. Let me catch up here. Yeah, I mean, I agreed, Alexis. Possession movies are disturbing in a little bit of a different way than other horror movies. All right. We are eventually going to do a reaction to Dances with Wolves. Thunderheart Silverado. I don't know what that movie is. Last of the Mohicans. That movie is incredible. That is up there as one of my top underrated movies of all time. Love that movie. Yeah, Toni Collette should be in way more. Oh, do we want to talk Mamma Mia a little bit? Who wants to hear about Mamma Mia in the chat? Effie. Yeah, okay. Mamma Mia was such an interesting movie. I mean, I did not know what to expect with that film. And I am so glad I did not watch that by myself. It was a lot more fun watching that with James and Nine-Tailed Brush. That was a fun experience for sure. But, okay, the boyfriend in Mamma Mia. I am sorry. I feel like from the second he came on screen, he rubbed me the wrong way. He just gave off a vibe that I just did not like. And I actually thought they were setting him up to be, the bad boyfriend, to be honest with you. I was wrong, but that's funny. Wait, hold on, Effie. I'm just finishing. You met the guy in real life? The actor for Sky and Mamma Mia? That's crazy. What happened? Was he rude? Was he a jerk? Because of the character. Wait, the actor of Sky is in Sense and Sensibility? I haven't seen Sense and Sensibility since I was a kid. The only part of Sense and Sensibility that I remember is there's some girl who's out in the rain. It's pouring rain. Her hair is all soaked, and she's in love with some guy who doesn't love her back, I think. And I think his name is Willoughby. That's the right movie, right? I think she passes out in the rain or something happens. Seven Psychopaths, Alexis. Love that movie. Oh, who's the director of that film? He did In Bruges, and that is one of my favorite comedies of all time. That movie is the movie that made me like Colin Farrell. Such a great film. Oh, I can't believe the actor was a snob. That sucks, Effie. I've heard Moonstruck is really good. I have seen It Follows. That's actually a really good choice for a horror movie. All right. Well, we're going to be wrapping up the stream pretty soon. We go on for an hour and 15 minutes. I think we'll be wrapping things up in about maybe 5 minutes or so. So if anyone has some questions for me, I'm sure I've missed a ton of questions. I apologize, guys. I'm going to try to be better the next stream. I have not seen 12 Angry Men, but is that by Sidney Lumet? Is that the director? I think it is. I know it's a classic. I definitely want to react. There's actually some really famous classic movies that I haven't seen, and I really want to. So if we build more of an audience that appreciates some of those older movies, I really want to watch it. Because I think Sidney Lumet is the director of 12 Angry Men, and he made the movie Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, which is my favorite Philip Seymour Hoffman movie. And he's probably my favorite actor, actually. I have not seen Midsommar, and James and Nine-Tailed Brush have both advised me not to. Kenna, yeah. So the idea to start the reaction channel was James's idea. So we actually had another YouTube channel where we made some skits and short films, and then James started this channel as more of a movie news podcast channel, and then it turned into a reaction channel. I have seen The Crow with Bruce Lee a long time ago. Actually, good question, Fatima. Neither I have not gone to film school. James has not gone to film school. He might be going to film school eventually. I don't think I will be. I think I'm just going to kind of go the independent route and try to teach myself. It's pretty expensive, and I'm just not in a situation where I can afford to pay to go to film school. So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of resources to kind of learn on your own. And I also know people who have gone to film school and ended up being in a lot of debt and never became a movie director. So I really didn't want to go down that route and just take out a big loan and go to school for years and then not have a good job. Oh, I really hope we do some Alfred Hitchcock. I've seen a few Alfred Hitchcock movies. Let me see what. I think Dial M for Murder is probably my favorite that I've seen, but there's a lot that I haven't seen. I have seen Shaun of the Dead. I love Edgar Wright. The whole Cornetto trilogy is incredible. We will definitely be doing some reactions with Nine-Tailed Brush. Citizen Kane. I haven't seen Citizen Kane, but hopefully we can get around to that. If I could have, this is an interesting question, May. If I could have one movie remade or filmed differently, which one would it be? That's a really, really good question. I mean, the first one that comes to mind for me is Suicide Squad, because I was really disappointed. I haven't seen the new Suicide Squad, so maybe that's pretty much what the new one is. But I remember when I saw the first Suicide Squad trailer, I was so excited for the movie. And I really love the idea of a group of villains being the main characters. And then I was just pretty disappointed in the movie. I thought that most of the villains were, I just was not a fan of the movie. The way it was made, I thought the way they did Joker, the way that I feel like they made the villains kind of anti-heroes. And I really just wanted to follow a movie that followed the bad guys, kind of like Reservoir Dogs. Like that's what I wanted to see, a supervillain movie in the style of Reservoir Dogs. So if I could see Suicide Squad remade by Quentin Tarantino, that would be a blast. That'd be a ton of fun. Yeah, I agree, Joe. Like, I mean, that's cool. You have an art degree, and I've seen some of your drawings. You are really talented. But I just feel like every single job that I've worked with people who graduated college and were paying off student loans, and they are still working the same, job that I had, who didn't do any of those things. So I felt like unless I go to college and get a very practical degree, like, I'm trying to be a doctor or go for engineering, I don't want to just spend that time and that money unless I'm guaranteed, that's the career route that I want to do. Oh, that Rebecca. That's my favorite Hitchcock film that I've seen. Rebecca is an incredible movie. When I first saw that, I saw that a long time ago. I've seen it a few times. That's an incredible movie. Oh, Ashley, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm not sure it was him, but I'll send a link in Patreon so you can see the Titans trailer. Love you all. Ashley, that's so generous of you. Thank you so much. I will definitely check out the Titans trailer, and I will talk with James about it. We'll see if I'm not super familiar with the show, but I will definitely check it out. Thank you so much. All right. Well, just before I wrap this up, just for anyone who's just joining on the stream, I'm just going to talk a little bit about, check out the link in the description if you are at all interested in this crazy program that I'm going to be doing. And I'm looking like anyone who does sign up. Like I said, I don't have all the content that I'm going to be putting up there on this platform yet. So I have a few, like I've filmed a few other videos that I'm editing right now. I have some guided meditation videos. I have my my 2-part videos about my hair routine, and I also want to just have some like sit down talks about a few mental health topics. And then during the 30 days, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a lot of updates. I'm going to, just talk about what I'm doing and different things that I do every day. I'm kind of setting a pretty tough schedule for myself. That'll be a nice little challenge to see if I can be disciplined enough and stick with it. So like I said, I just want 100 people. That's going to be the max out number, so that anyone who does sign up, we can kind of talk. We can, we can all do this together. Like, it's a cool thing when a bunch of friends are working on something and striving towards a goal of being healthier or whatever as a group. I think that's a lot of fun. So all I have right now is the intro video that kind of explains a little bit what it's going to be. But by next week, I'll have more content up there. So I figured it would be like kind of an early access thing on this stream. Alex. Yeah, the picture is pretty embarrassing, but I thought that would get some people's attention. But like I said, I'm sure that's something people will be making fun of me for. Yeah, but thanks, you guys. Thank you for everyone who tuned into the stream. This is it's been a lot of fun just hanging out. I hope this was entertaining. I feel like I'm going to rewatch this live stream and just be embarrassed by by how unprepared I was for the whole thing. But you guys have been so cool, and it's been a ton of fun just hanging out for a little bit. Might be doing more of this in the future if I have time. It really doesn't matter of having time. I would love to do so many things on the channel and make so much content. We have so many ideas. Just right now, I work a full-time job, and I have a lot of things going on in my life, so I just don't have the time. But if I do, I would love to do another live stream. You guys have been so awesome. It's been a ton of fun just hanging out. Let me just see if I can answer any quick questions before I go. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope this was entertaining for everybody. It's been a real blast. You guys are such an awesome community. You really are. That's the one thing that surprised me about creating content, is I didn't realize like how interactive and cool it could be to meet people online that you don't see in life, but actually kind of get to know people and get a feel for their personality, and just have a back and forth discussion sometimes. Like, that's just so cool. And then it's so encouraging. Like, it almost gives you just like I said kind of at the beginning of the stream, I think, to see such a positive community in the internet, when there's so many places that are just so negative or toxic that you just want to stay offline. Seeing like a group of you guys just be so cool and generous is just awesome. So that was a big surprise for me. All right, well, I'll see you guys. Take it easy. Thank you to everyone who joined. Have a good rest of your day, you guys.